Structure. In structure chapter we are going to see introduction, array of structures, pointer to structure, nested structure, passing structure to a function. These are all the topic we are going to see in this session. Okay. Why do we need structure? That's a problem. In our array, we have seen that we can get more element and store more element within the common name. But there is one restriction, the all elements should be in the same data type. Here the structure group the elements, that is those are not need to in the same data type. So the definition of structure is a structure is a collection of variables of different data types under a single name. The variables are called members of the structure. The structure name and its calling name are also user defined names. The data types also user defined data types, because the structure number of members in the structures are defined by the user only, so it is called user defined data types. How can we define a structure? This is the common syntax. That is, a structure should be defined with the keyword struct and then structure name. The structure name is user defined name. The name should follow the rules of forming a variable name. This is the open parenthesis and then close parenthesis. At the end of the close parenthesis, we have to give the semicolon. Struct is the keyword to define a structure, and the structure name is the user defined name. Here we can assign more than one members, and we have to give the data type of each member. Here the member variable declaration is also same as the variable declaration. There is data type and then member variable name and then semicolon. Here we have to declare the member variables within the structure. At the end of the structure we have to use the close curly brace and then we have to put semicolon mark. This is the example, that is struct is the keyword, this struct is the keyword, and student is the structure name. This name is given by me. Here we declare 5 members. First one is the name, roll number, marks, gender and then phone number. Here the name should be in the characters, so we assign the data type as char. The name can allocate 20 bytes of data. That is, we can assign 20 characters in the name. Roll number is the integer type of value, so it is declared as the integer type of data. And then marks, we may give the marks in the decimal points, so here we declare the marks in the float data type. Gender we can represent the gender by F and then M. There is single character is enough to that one, so we declare it in the char type of data. And then phone number, it should contain 10-digit number, so here we declare this number as the long int. At the end of the structure we give the semicolon mark. Okay. And then when we call the structure in a program or a function, main program or a function, we have to define like this: struct, student and then st. Here st is the calling name. We can call this structure by the st in the following statements. How can we define the structure? Each variable of a structure has its own copy of member variable. The member variables are accessed using the dot operator, it also define this is the member of the structure name. For example, in the previous slide we have given more than one names to the structure. There is st1, st2, st3. These three also the name of the structure student. Here we call the members of the structure by the calling name st1 dot and then member variable name. This name is defined in the struct, and then if we want to call by the st3, just st3 dot gender. Here in this way we can call the structure member. Define a structure, the structure definitions and then variable declarations. Here student structure, as previously stated, that name and then integer type roll number, mark is the float type, and then gender is long integer. We can assign the structure name like this also, st1, st2 and then st3. These three names also called the structure student. This type is also acceptable in the C language. Here we does not give the structure name student, just here we give the struct. It represents the following block of statements, also the members of the structure. So struct is the keyword. It is very essential to define the structure. And then character name, roll number, marks, gender. In this structure the declarations only possible. If we want to assign the values, we have to call this structure in the main program or any one function. Here we assign the name value for the member variables of the structure. Here this is the common syntax. Struct should be appear in the first. This is the keyword represents the following name is the structure name, and then struct is the keyword. It is very essential when we are going to initialize the structure. And then here structure name and then structure variable equal to structure name is the student and then structure variable is st3. This is also stated in the previous example. And then equal to, we are assigning the values of each member variable within the curly brace. That's the first value also automatically assigns the values to the first member of the structure. Value 2 assigns the value to the second member of the structures up to the value n. Here one-to-one correspondence only existing between the member and then initializing. That is, we can initialize one value to the one structure member at a time. It does not allow the initialization of individual structure members within the structure definition templates. Here this is the example program. There is structure. Here we declare the structures and then void main. We assign the structure value by struct and then student is the structure name and then st1 is the structure variable name. Here ABC, the value is assigned to the first member name and 4 is assigned to the second number, roll number, and then 79.5 is the mark and then M is the gender and 5010, this one is the phone number of the structure member. Here we initialize the value to the structure like this. It is also same as our array initialization. But in array initialization we won't give the variable name, array variable name, but in the structure initialization we have to give the array variable name. While we call the structure member, we have to follow the syntax, that is the structure variable name st1 and using the dot operator and the member name, that is the name is the member of the structure. when you give this one, automatically it calls the structure member, that is the name. And then next one, st1 dot roll number, that is it represents the structure, student structure, roll number member. And then st1 marks, like this one. Partial initialization also available in the C programming language. That is, we can assign or initialize two values or three values. There is no need to give the values to all members of the structure. Here, in this example, we declare four member variable, that is name, roll number, remarks, and then marks. But here we assign two values to the two members only. That is name, automatically it goes to the first variable member, that is the name, and 4 is assigned to the roll number. Here others are not initialized, so it results as null value. Just work it out in your mobile online compilers also available. Just type this program and then execute in your mobile or by using your laptop. Accessing member of a structure, processing a structure, that is, it is already stated that structure variable and then dot, with the help of the dot operator we can call the structure member. This is the question I have given to as an assignment, but all are submitted in error programming. So here I have worked out character. That is, here we declare three variables, name, roll number, and then mark. Three are in different data type. That is, name is in character type, and then roll number is integer, and then mark is the float. Here we declare it, all the three members are declared under the name of the student structure. Here in the main program, when we call the structure, we have to give the variable name. Here I have given that yes is the variable name, and then enter the name. Name is the string type of variable, so here gets function is used to get the name from the user. Otherwise we can use the scanf, and we have to use the %s control string, and then printf, enter the roll number. Here also we get the roll number, and then here also we get the mark. That is, students, don't forget that we have to give the structure variable name, and then that after that we give the structure member. Here we print the all values, that is s.name, it print the given name, and then s.roll number, it also displays the roll number. S.mark, it also displays the mark. Copying and comparing structure variable. Here we cannot compare the structures in the C, that is not possible here. We can copy the structure value, one structure value to the another one variable name. That is, we can copy the value by it. Student 1 equal to student 2. It is also like our assignment. This is equal to is called as the assignment operator. But the structure comparison is not available in the C programming. Here we give the two structure variable structure members, name and then roll number. Here we give the ABC and then 4 structure variable and then roll number. This is the student 1, and here we also declare the student 2 as a variable to the structure student. Here to the structure student 2 variable we assign the value of student 1 variable. Just you give the statement student 2 equal to student 1. When you call student 1 or student 2, the same value will be displayed. So we call it as, just work it out in your mobile or laptop and then ask your doubts. Okay. Another one question, how structure elements are stored in the memory. Like our array, in array also the elements are stored in the consecutive manner. In the structure also the variables reserves the number of bytes equal to the sum of bytes needed to each of its member. These bytes are calculated by the data type. There is integer type of data require in one type of processor. It require 2 bytes of value, 2 bytes, so it allocate 2 bytes. When we call the character type of data with the characters 20 of characters, for one character it allocates 1 byte, so 20 bytes, and then 20 bytes plus the integer type of variable roll number 2, so it allocates 22 bytes of memory to a structure. When we declare structure variable, each one of them may contain a slack bytes, and the values stored in such slack bytes are undefined. These are all not defined in this one. Due to this, each members of two variables are equal, but we cannot compare the values. Array of structure. We can call the structure in an array. This is the structure can contain one student's data, that is name, roll number, remarks, and then marks. If a class contains 40 students or 24 students or 100 students, the same structure can be used for this one, but we have to declare it in the array statement. Here there is st of 100. It represents that this structure can be used for the 100 students. We can also use like this in the main function or any one function, struct student and st of 100. So this st can collect the informations of 100 students. This is the meaning of this one. For getting the input as array, in the array statement for a variable, for array input are collected in the by using the loops. Here also we are using the loop. 5 students, we get just 5 students information, just I equal to 0 and I less than 5 and then I plus plus. This for loop indicates that the loop should be executed for 5 times. It is printf, enter the roll number, scanf, ampersand symbol, s of I. This represents the first student roll number, and then second student roll number, third student roll number, fourth student roll number according to the I value. Now in the first execution, s of I, just get the first student's roll number and first student's first name, first student's last name. In the second iteration, it also gets the second student's roll number, second student's name, first name, second student's last name. And in the next iteration, this program collect the information of the third student roll number, third student's name, and then third student's last name, like this one. In the each iterations, this program collect the information of each student. If you want to collect the value in the two-dimensional array, just you go to assign two-dimensional. Okay, there is here sorting of values. There is roll number and etc. are sorted here. It is not necessary, just to go through this. This is the questions given to your lab program. Just to follow this one. Array within structure. In the previous example, we have seen that how can we assign structure in an array, but here we are going to see how array can be used in a structure. Here each students get the 6 marks in each semester. So here float marks of 6 is assigned here. This one is one array. This is also another array. And finally we call this one structure in an array. When we collect the informations of mark 0, mark 1 up to mark 5 by using this S25 dot mark 3, it represents that 26th student's third mark. That is here each student can get at most 6 marks. Here this is it represents the third mark, that is 26th student's third mark. To call the 26th student's first mark, we have to give s square bracket 25 and then dot marks of 1 represents the first mark. That is dot marks of 2 represents the second mark of 26th student, and marks of 3 represents the third mark of 26th student. Reading values. As earlier stated that we can read the entire information like this. Okay. For the mark, again we use the for loop because the marks also obtained in the array format. So for j equal to 0, j less than 6 up to, that is it represents this loop executes 6 times, at most 6 times. There is the marks 1, mark 2, mark 3, mark 4 and then mark 5. So after getting the 6 marks and then it goes to the outer loop. Here the loop is I less than, that is I value is 1. It collects the informations of second students. For the second students, this loop also collects the 6 marks of the second students. And then at the end of the loop, it goes to collect the informations of the third students. These informations are third students, and this loop collect the 6 marks of third student. The earlier stated example is also called a loop, nested loop. Here we are going to see the structure within another structure. That is the nested structure. Here we define student personal record. This is the personal record of the student. The variable name is assigned as person. In the personal record, the date of birth it contains 3 kind of values, that is the day, month and then year. For this reason, we are assigning another one structure, that is the for date, day of birth, month of birth and then year of birth. This is the structure. It is called in the structure personal record. Struct date. This struct indicates the variable is the structure type of variable, and then date represents the structure name. It is here the name. It automatically represents the birthday, also the variable name for the structure date. When we get the date of birth, just we have to give the person is the structure name, and then dot birthday is the structure name to assigned to get the date of birth, that is the birthday. Dot day of birth, it is the member of the birthday, and then month of birth is the member of the birthday. Year of birth is also the member of the structure birthday. We have to get the date of birth like this. This is the C coding. Printf enter the name person dot name, because name is the member of person, so we directly give person dot name, and then date of birth. When we get the date of birth, we have to get one by one. So here person and then birthday dot day of birth, because day of birth is the member of birthday. Birthday is the member of the structure person. That's the reason we have given this person dot birthday dot day of birth. Month of birth is also get the month of the date of birth. This month of birth is also the member of birthday structure, and then birthday structure is the member of the person. So we give person dot birthday dot month of birth. The year of birth is also like this, and then we get the salary. Salary is the member of the structure person, so we directly give add person dot salary. Structure within another structure. More than one type of structures can be nested. It is also possible. Here we nested two structures in a single structure. That is the date of birth and then name. The name contains the parts first name, middle name, and then last name. These two structures are called in the personal record structure. That is structure date birthday. The birthday and then birthday, the two variables are represents the structure date, and then full name is the variable name for the structure name. Dear students, this is the assignment to you. Just work it out and ask your doubts. Next we are going to see the how can we given the pointers to a structure. That is the importance of pointers and why we are using the pointers in the C programming are studied in the previous video lecture. This is the pointer to the structure struct book and then character, and this is the structure. It is normally declared like a single structure, but in the variable name only we are giving the pointer type of variable. Just star bptr. This bptr is the pointer variable. It automatically locates the address of the structure book. We call the member of the structures name, pages, and then prices like this. We can use this kind of operator, that is the arrow. This arrow is given by the under hyphen and then greater than symbol. Okay, we can call the member by using this kind of operator, that is the bptr arrow mark and then name. It represents the name of the book and then pages of the book and then price of the book. We can also refer the structure member by using this dot operator also. When we use the dot operator, we have to give the star mark here. That is the star bptr and then dot name, star bptr dot pages, star bptr dot price. Okay, this is the example. Struct book star bptr struct book star malloc size of struct book. Here malloc means that is dynamic memory allocation, and then size of this function gets the size of the structure book, and then printf enter the name bptr name. That is we call the member name by using this kind of operator, because the bptr is the pointer type of variable. And then here also, that is we get the value number of pages by this one bptr and then arrow mark pages. This is the pointer to a structure. Here struct book and then b is the normal variable. It is not a pointer type of variable, and then bptr is a pointer type of variable. When you assign the value of the structure b, to the pointer type of variable, just give like this: bptr equal to ampersand symbol b. It is also like the pointer allocations. This is the pointer to a structure. For the normal one, we call it by b.name, b.pages, b.prices. For the pointer type of variable, we have to give the open parenthesis, close parenthesis, and then within these parentheses, we have to give the star bptr dot star bptr dot pages, star bptr dot price. Otherwise, we can call like this: bptr and then arrow mark name, bptr arrow mark pages, and then prices. Pointer to a array of structure. Here b of 10, it also the array of structure that the 10 it get b also get or store the values of 10 books. Here bptr is a pointer, just bptr equal to b. This is the assignment statement. It assigns the address of the first element's address of the b to the bptr. This is the pointer to the array of structure. We directly call it is bptr name, bptr pages, and the bptr prices. This is the first member. For the single member, we can call like this. For the next member, we have to give plus 1, bptr plus 1, bptr plus 1 pages. bptr is for the second. And then for the third one, we have to give bptr plus 2 name, bptr plus 2 arrow mark pages, bptr plus 2 arrow mark prices, like this. Okay, here we get the name. For the for loop, we collect the information up to 10 books. In the each books, here this is the control variable and the limit is b plus 10. This is another to C programming. Just try work it out. Functions and then structure. We can call passing the individual member to the function and then whole structure to the function and structure pointer to the function and array of structure to the functions. We can pass the structure members to the function. Here emp.name, that emp id, and then emp salary. Display is the function name. Here we pass the variable, that is we pass the arguments emp.name, emp.id, and then emp.salary. Like this, that is the display character. Emp name is the array type of data, so we give this square bracket, and then int id is the integer type of data, so we have given here like this, and then salary is the float type of data, so we give float and then salary. It is a normal function definition statement. Okay, and then printf. Here we print the salary and then name and then id like this. Printf /t, and then these operations are as like our simple function operations. How can we pass the? In the previous slide, we pass individual element to the function. Next, how can we pass the whole structure to the function? Is the function name, structure variable name. That's all. Return type. As usual, the function should contain the return type and then function name and the arguments. Here the arguments is structure type of arguments, so we give this one struct and then argument name. That's the name of the structure and then structure variable name. Is the example display of emp. When we call the function, we just give display of emp. Emp is the structure name. We pass this structure to the display function. The display function is void display struct. Struct represents the following data type is the structure type of data. So here we give the keyword struct, and then employee is the real name of the structure, and E is the structure variable name. We assigned a variable name to the employee structure, so the structure members are called by the variable name e.name, e.id, and then e.salary. Passing structure pointer to the function. In this case, address of structure variable is passed to the actual argument to the function. The formal argument must be a structure type pointer variable. Display ampersand symbol EMP. This ampersand symbol represents the EMP is the structure and its address is passed to the function. When we get the address, here the pointer type of variable is assigned to the structure. Okay, that is the star E. Here E is the pointer type of variable, so the structure members are called by the arrow mark. E arrow mark name, E arrow mark ID, and then E arrow mark salary. Passing array of structures to your function. Passing an array of structure type to your function is similar to passing an array of any type to your function. That's the name of the array of structure is passed by the calling function, which is the base address of the array of the structure. This is the example. There is struct employee EE. This type of data is the array type of data. When we call it by the looping statement I, that is EEI dot name. It is also represents the 0th employee's name, first employee name, second employee name, vice versa. Okay, thank you.